not shout, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. 'Cause I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Welcome to 2Ds and an F podcast. Welcome back, Michael Butynskyi.
Hi.
For the third time, you have been on the show the most.
Trifecta here now.
And this time, definitely, you contacted me.
Yeah,
and you said, I got an idea.
I was meditating the other night, and feeling the chill in the air, and you drive around seeing the lights, and you hear the music playing, and I was like,
you had a feeling.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I started thinking about Jay, and I started thinking about Mikey, and I was like, man, I hope those boys are doing well in the holiday season.
Christmas special.
Yeah, let's do a little Christmas special. Why not?
And we're going to start it by pretty much saying how the whole thing started, right? And it's not how everyone thinks, probably, unless they know how it started.
Well, there's a lot of speculation on it, but I mean, I don't know. I thought it's always fascinating, like we grow up and we believe in Kris Kringle, Mr. Claus, the Santa,
El Santos
for our Latino lovers.
Santa Claus.
I believe that's the proper pronunciation. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and it's one of those things that I think it's so ingrained in our culture. And this time of year, it's like, so I was living in Florida the past year, right? And I mean, dumbfounded that, I know early is a thing when it comes to like, staying ahead of the seasons and staying ahead of the holidays. So like, stores are setting up displays like, a month in advance or whatever. I left Florida the second week of September. The last week I was there, I was in a Home Depot, and no joke, there was Halloween and there was Christmas being set up.
I don't think it was ever a month in advance. It's always been 2 at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's
3
such
sometimes.
a nutty thing.
Yeah, beginning of September is usually when
it's a money thing,
Right.
It's
Yeah, I mean, and that's the unfortunate truth anymore is that, and look, everybody, if you're let's say, a Christian, devout Christian or Catholic, I mean, it's, the celebration of the birth of Christ. Or if you just really like the holiday cheer, it's people get warm and fuzzy and like to decorate, and there's the tradition of getting a tree with your family and all that kind of stuff. And then and then there's the ugly gift giving aspect,
Yeah, I mean, but I think it does boost the economy, right? Because of so much spending.
Sure.
I guess you could, I'm sure you could look at it like that.
By the way, going back to the birth of Jesus thing and all that stuff. So apparently the Christians have they say that the day the earth was created, they narrowed it down to a single day, March 25th. They narrowed it down to a single day.
Is that in the Gregorian calendar or
Christian? I don't know what.
Point made. Go ahead. Yeah.
But so they kind of took over Christmas by saying exactly 9 months after March 25th is December 25th.
Right.
And that is the day the baby was born, right?
And therein lies the problem, because it's just, I'm just one of those advocates that the church, and look, I mean, I'm a recovering Catholic. I think I talked about it on the first time.
Recovering as in you're getting back into it, or you're getting out of it?
Recovering as in I'm getting over it.
Oh, okay.
And have been. I mean, I was baptized Roman Catholic.
Yeah, same here.
Grew up, going to mass, going to CCD.
Yep.
I mean, I dipped out before I was confirmed. So first Holy Communion, but before I was confirmed,
I am confirmed.
I dipped out.
Whatever that means.
I never got confirmed. My brother and sister did, though.
We can tell.
That's right. Mike went to the same Catholic school that I went to. St. Anne's.
Okay, anyways.
How long did you go for, Mike? To what grade?
Kindergarten through 3rd grade. And
that's exactly what I did too.
Public school in 4th grade.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
I never bought any of it. Like none of it ever made plausible sense to me. Like I always saw it as, okay, the Bible is a book of stories that are meant to help you, but like even as a little kid, I'm like, there's no way this is supposed to be taken literally.
Right.
Yeah, but when you go to church and you get an inspirational speaker, the priest, who can speak inspirationally, it does touch you in a way. Like if you're searching for something, that's what you're going to do.
You can't be saying that in today's world, dude.
It touches little boys in a way, or what are you talking about?
Just okay. Go ahead.
But I mean, there's a certain feeling that comes over. It's like if you're searching for something, like if you're just missing something in your life, church is the place to be, because you'll get that. Or I mean, any inspirational speaker, but if you want to do it religiously, because it is about life too. I mean, yeah, there's God talk in there and whatever, and it's all about God, but there's points in there about, like, about life in general.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at any major religion across the world. I mean, it boils down to be a good person.
Yeah.
Whether it's you're looking at the Bible, the Quran, the Vedas and Hinduism. I mean, there's guidelines of just being a good human. It just seems like Christianity, when you bring the Vatican into the play, into play with all of it. I mean, they own everything anymore.
Yeah.
It's not only is it its own nation within a nation, it's its own government within its own government.
Yeah.
And it's above all probably, surpasses Bezos in being the highest grossing business in the entire world. So with I think with their, I'll call them tentacles, rooted into everything. And yeah, I mean, it's, we're very programmable creatures. So like when you can instill fear from a young age about, this fiery pit of fucking hell, if you're not a good person, do good and you'll meet the big guy in the sky. Well, yeah, I mean, Mikey, I'm on board with you, man. Like in the years of growing up with it, it's not that I didn't scoff at it because I didn't really understand it at that point, but like there's just something that never clicked.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I got to go to this class today. And it was more about like I got to see my friends and eat candy and all right, I'll say a prayer. But I never felt like judged. Like if it didn't work, like it wasn't the messages were there.
The nuns would make you feel judged.
Well,
oh my
they knew how to make you feel judged.
Yeah.
Mother Margaret judged
Mother
Margaret judged me in a way one time.
No, I think the teachers that were not nuns were actually worse.
I could see that.
Yeah.
More strict.
Miss Cook.
Yeah, dude, she was awful. She grabbed me because we were learning cursive and my B's didn't look great. So she ripped me out of my seat and threw me up against the board and just made me write B's on the board, like all fucking class.
Angry.
Like,
made a whole spectacle of it. It was crazy.
They hate their lives. You were used as an example for somebody's projective outlet on like why they hate their life and and abuse of like power. No, but full circle, so it's like you get this holiday season and it's a huge moneymaker. I mean, the whole like Black Friday, and now like with technology there's Cyber Monday, and then
it goes before that and after that,
right? It's like the hysteria that
small
unfolds.
business. What's that? Small business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
Sure.
If people can just get on that train, that would be great.
But you also realize that like next month you could go buy the same shit for the same price.
Yeah.
So like, get it's hype talk, get the hype going.
Those aren't even the biggest sales. I think the biggest sales are like Labor Day or something like that.
I think they are actually. Yeah.
And
biggest red tag.
The best meme I've seen lately is the 3 pictures of the guy. It looks like he's like gearing up and excited, and it has a price tag. It says $599 in August, $599 in November, and then Black Friday, it says it has $599 again, but just above it now is $699 scratched out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so there's this, this whole like corporate manipulation, and it slams together with religion, and we create this time of year which dates back to essentially being, what some may call a pagan holiday. the celebration of the winter solstice.
Well, I thought the pagans came later. The pagan holiday came later. They gave it back to the pagans, whoever had it before. It started as like a party, lots of drinking, food, because it was a celebration of the winter solstice.
Right.
And then it just evolved from there into other things. Other people wanted to make it theirs. And I think that's when
there's numerous cultures. If you go back pre-Christianity, there's numerous cultures that celebrate it either on the solstice or sometimes a week, like let's say, the 16th to the 23rd or something like that, overlapping the solstice. Yeah, a party, right?
Yeah.
But if you go back, so essentially, we get into shamanism, right? Which I briefly touched on prior as well. It's a deep rooted part of my life. And so shamanism originated, the earliest date or dated occurrence of the term and the concept comes from Siberia, right? So we're talking thousands of years ago. I think the earliest date, it was like 8th century, okay, was when there was documentation of Siberian shamanism. And these were, not necessarily the medicine men that we might think of in the Amazon, but they were holy figures within their community, right? And so in Siberia, right, around the winter solstice, this crazy, party and just call it an event of like love and care and sharing and gift giving unfolded. And it's all based around the Amanita muscaria mushroom, right? Or the fly agaric mushroom. Now, for
always
those that
back to the mushrooms with you.
Yep, always.
Stop already. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, but it's crazy,
Santa Claus is tripping, yo.
Yeah.
Well, and for what for those that don't know, the Amanita muscaria is the Mario mushroom, the red, the red cap with the white dots, right? So you get the red.
Extremely poisonous.
It's not extremely poisonous. It's extremely fun. No, I mean it can be toxic, but there's so in its raw form, yes, I mean it can generate nausea, right?
Okay.
So the crazy thing is that so the Siberian shamans, otherwise known as reindeer shaman, right? They used reindeer to travel through, I mean, you think of Siberia,
The snow, yeah,
it's just feet of snow almost year round. And so they had very intimate relationships with these reindeer. I mean, they're, like we look at farmers and cattle, I mean, you develop this rapport with these animals. And there's a fascinating thing about reindeer. One of their main food sources is the Amanita muscaria mushroom, right? So you have this mushroom.
Made them fly.
Well,
Oh,
we'll get there.
Good point.
We'll
Jay.
get there. Let me just lay a little foundation
Okay,
here,
go ahead.
and then you can go ahead and interrupt.
All right.
If you don't mind. No, so all right, so you're up in Siberia, right? You have Siberian shamans, and the wonderful thing is that the Amanita muscaria, its most prolific environment, actually grows under pine trees, under coniferous trees, right? So you go to these pine forests in Siberia. I've actually been to a pine forest in Germany, and it was, I mean, riddled, hundreds of them everywhere, right? So they thrive on the acidic substrate of the pine needles, essentially decomposing, right? So the reindeer know to like forage in these pine forests and to look under these trees, and they eat them, right? Because it is now they have, Mikey, they have an enzyme. Reindeer have an enzyme in their stomach where it does not create any adverse effects. Like it's actually a food source to them.
Okay.
Whereas humans, if we eat it raw, like you'll get some nausea. You can get euphoric effects, but the wild thing is that through culture and through ceremonial processes, these Siberian shamans knew that the way that the reindeer's body broke down this mushroom, when they urinate, it becomes highly psychoactive and psychedelic. So you now have Siberian reindeer shaman drinking reindeer urine to have a ceremonial process, and essentially what we would call trip, right? Because their body's breaking it down, it decomposes. The active ingredient in these mushrooms, it's so like common magic mushrooms is psilocybin, right?
Mm-hmm.
in the Amanita muscaria is called mucimol, right? So it works on the GABA receptors in your brain. And so you get sedative effects, you get heightened euphoria or flying like effects, right? So I mean, picture this. You picture like
All the good
wintry wonderland, right? And these Siberian shaman are now tripping and staring at these reindeer who are just like grazing around, essentially lifting off the ground because they're hallucinating, right? We've got presents that are under the tree.
Where'd those come from?
What's that?
Oh, the presents are the mushrooms.
Right. The presents that, we lay presents in our 21st century, Christian religious rite, as Christmas is a holiday, we give gifts under a tree, right? And then we see these, the magic elves are making the toys.
All right, so where'd this all come from?
This is, if believe it or not, if you dig back, it's documented.
Because I'm hearing different stories.
What do you hear?
I didn't hear the presents part, but like,
well, no. So the presence is essentially just a connection of dots, right? That like these mushrooms grow under pine trees, right? Why do we put presents underneath trees?
you think it's because of the mushrooms that grow into the trees?
Well, it's a gift. It's an offering. It's almost like a gift from God.
I mean, it
or a
makes
gift-
sense, but
right, a gift from God or a gift from nature.
I think there would be historians that would maybe differ a little bit from that.
Could be. I mean, there are.
I've never heard this before, and I'm saying this is like one of the greatest metaphors ever.
Yeah, it's almost too good.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm digging this whole
if you
thing.
if you
Mike,
look,
is there something you can bring up about it?
No, I want to hear this first.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
So so it's and you got the red and white theme, right?
Yeah.
Now, documentation shows that Siberian shamans did not dress in red and white. Okay. However, during their Festivus, right, they would wear elegant attire, or more like, more traditional ceremonial attire, right? So the other thing is too that like it's been fascinating if you try and like reference these origins of like why the fuck are we doing this? Where does this come from? Like ornaments, okay, documented throughout history, right? So these mushrooms, in order to not have them harm us when we consume them, right, in order to gain the euphoric effect, one, you can either drink urine, okay, and may not sound appetizing to some people. So they did it with the reindeer. Sometimes they drank their own.
I know a couple people that drank urine in high school.
I'm open to anything, really.
Yeah, but that was like for
You
$20.
convinced me to
They
do
weren't.
anything.
It wasn't like nothing. They weren't tripping or anything.
Mikey,
like
I'll drink your urine. No, but so the other way to go ahead and process these appropriately is that, just like when so I've heard, when you're trying to bake goods with marijuana, I've heard you have to decarb it. You have to decarboxylize it, right? So that's at a low temperature for X amount of time, right? And you're essentially activating the THC. So the same thing translates through these mushrooms, that if you're decarboxylizing them, right? So here's where it comes in: the hanging of ornaments and the hanging of stockings, right? So within the, and you got to try and picture like a Siberian home. Okay. It's not necessarily a hut, but it's not exactly a house. Okay. So fire is their main source of heat. So there's a fire pit. There are chimneys. They're very large, typically made out of stone and clay chimneys. Okay. Large enough so much that a human can fit in them. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here.
And we still have those in kitchens and stuff like that.
Right.
In Pennsylvania, there's houses like that.
Yeah, I mean, you got, the
big fire pits.
Yeah, the
Where they cook
older
and all that.
1800 homes.
Yeah.
So the crazy thing is that in Siberia, I mean, you're getting upwards of like 12 to 14 feet of snow, right? You're not getting out of your house. How do you get out of your house? They're using their chimney as their entrance and their exit. They're going up and down a chimney. That's how they're getting in and out of their homes during winter, like deep winter, which is when Christmas is happening and the solstice is happening, right? So, but if you have this fire going, what they're doing is they're actually hanging mushrooms on their fireplace, right?
For what?
to dry them. You have the
Okay.
heat there, so you have to they're drying them out. They're essentially dehydrating them and decarboxylizing them in order to activate.
For the reindeer to eat them
No,
because
for them to eat them.
And
but
then
so-
we
but
drank
you
the
said
reindeer
earlier
piss. I
yeah,
got
but
it.
yeah, but you said
So reindeer eat it as a food source. Right?
yeah, but humans eating it
It's-
fucks you up. It hurts your stomach up or it makes you nauseous.
if it's raw, right? But if you dry it out, right, it's well known in deep like northern Siberian culture, like it's part of their partying, it's part of their ceremonial process. It's almost like their sacrament. They know about these mushrooms, they eat them to celebrate, to honor God, to honor culture, to honor love, to honor nature. So it's a very pagan driven culture, which incorporates the elements and nature as being this fruitful source of life. So they know about the euphoric effects and the quote unquote trip that these mushrooms generate. So they're going to hang them on their mantle. Well, we fucking hang stockings on a mantle. What are we hanging stockings on a mantle for? So there's cross-cultural symbolism that's going on. Now, getting back to the ornaments, another very common documented aspect, right, is that so because of because of the airflow, right, these people in these cultures, they'll pick these mushrooms and they'll just hang them on tree branches.
Okay, where did the stocking come from? How do you get a stocking from mushroom?
I'm just talking about.
You sure it wasn't someone hanging a stock to dry it out?
Something
like that.
Because of the
It could
deer
have been.
piss.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
they
So
stepped
you
in
gotta
deer
soak
piss.
your socks in reindeer
In deer piss and then
and
dry it
then
out.
you dry them up so they get nice and stiff, and then you can fill
Yeah.
it with all kinds
Mhm.
of gifts and
Right.
nuts and berries and seeds.
Gifts you made like fucking whittled out of fucking wood and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your train whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's there's a lot of odd things that go on to celebrate Christmas, right? So like, and I mean, even nowadays, it's like Elf on the Shelf. Look, man, elves are these wonderful, fun, mythological little beings, that reside with gnomes. And I'm not talking like Lord of the Ring elves. I'm talking like the fun little fucking, Keebler bastards, right? They're mystical beings. I can honestly say, I mean, I've had psychedelic experiences where I've seen those little bastards running around playing tricks on me,
Stealing your underwear.
Yeah, I mean, they baking me cookies, all that kind of stuff.
Well, to be fair, the Lord of the Rings elves were quite magical themselves. They were always up to their
They
little
are, but they were
tricks.
big, right? Actual
little
elves,
tricks.
mythical elves were actually like huge.
Yes.
They're not the little
No, they're regular human size, just very beautiful and soft
Yeah.
features.
well. Going back to
Trickery.
Elf on the Shelf, though, ain't that a bitch? You get this elf, and it's perfect, but now that's not enough. Now you got to get the fucking the fox, the Arctic fox, and then you got to get the reindeer, and then whatever else they have. Like every year, it's like a new
Yeah,
thing that you got to buy.
right. And do you hear what you're saying there? It's called buy.
Buy.
Consume.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Oh,
Free
What?
or buy.
I just saw my first Pfizer commercial the other day,
stay focused. Let's stay on this.
and actually heard who's the MIT guy, podcaster guy. My phone's fucking somewhere else. I don't even know. It's over
Oh.
there.
Drawing a blank. It's a good story. though.
Lex Friedman. He had the CEO of Pfizer on his podcast.
Is that what you're shooting for with this?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So at any rate,
Let's talk about it.
no,
No,
let's.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
What, that's
Get back to Christmas.
that's a good mythical morning thing. Good mythical morning.
No.
Rhett and Link. Do you know those guys, Mikey?
I do not.
Okay. Very successful from the interweb.
That's good.
But there are things always. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
No. So look, I'm not. I don't get on board with Christmas like other people do, right? And some people are like, "Oh, you're such a fucking Scrooge," and I'm like, "No, that's not it. Like, I want to love people and be good."
Yeah,
to
but
people.
why wouldn't you celebrate it now that it's something down your wheelhouse? Like, why wouldn't you celebrate it more now than ever because it's just a fucking big party, and that's what it was. That's what it started as.
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean, I try to incorporate that
And
on
what
a
your
regular
story?
basis.
Your story is not how I heard the whole thing
Right.
of Christmas started. I
You're
heard it from
gonna-
a historian that it was completely different. I mean, maybe that was a part of it. Those little details like the stocking, the chimney, the reindeer. I didn't hear anything about that. I don't
Right.
know anything about that, but like I heard how the actual it wasn't called Christmas, obviously,
No.
way back then, but like how it actually started. A lot of people think, oh, the birth of Jesus is why Christmas started, Christmas, you know, but that's not. That was
No.
adapted later on.
Christmas in the deepest form of its roots is a pagan holiday.
No, before that, even I'm saying,
Right.
it was not. It was given to the pagans. It was
party.
allowed to give.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
It's a celebration of the solstice,
Yes,
essentially.
that's the deepest. Yeah.
Right.
And drinking piss.
And drinking
And drinking.
Look, I'm telling you,
reindeer piss.
you boys read into it. It's a wonderful fabrication that we've created in this world from something where, you know, you take these deep rooted traditions and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't revolve around a stocking or anything like those. I mean, those are connected examples. I mean, it involves
Mhm.
around a single substance, which
It evolves around partying.
right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Obviously
I'm
not.
glad for Christmas.
I'm Anita glad myself.
A lot of people, like a lot of religious people, think that like if you're not a Christian, you should not be celebrating Christmas. I think Jews should celebrate Christmas.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's because if they knew what it was back when it first started, not when it's become, but like it's for everybody, right? It's just
It really is.
and it started with like thieves and shit, like partying with thieves, like they would wear masks, and it was just it didn't start as something good
Well,
at all.
no, it was debaucherous.
Yeah, but it turned into something good. It
Well,
turned
isn't
into
it
something
like
better than
that?
what it was.
Like the Eyes Wide Shut party, and now it's
Yeah.
60% off at Sears.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just we've raped something that was deeply rooted as sacred.
yeah, but what would it be? What would it be today if it was the same thing as it was back then? Just a bunch of fucking thieves running around. Fucking, it would be a hateful time of the year. Just like everyone drunk, get as drunk as you can get. You know,
Right.
eating
Well, and,
shitty food.
I mean, even the story of of like Christ's birth is a fascinating thing too, because if you look into, so you get into like the symbolism behind things and a lot of how these traditions have started or what they've come from. There's actually something fascinating that happens on December 25th, right? So you have the winter solstice, okay, which is December 21st. And if you follow the cosmos, right, and you watch the sun, okay, so on December 21st, right, the sun is at the lowest point in the sky. For those non-flat earthers out there, it's at the lowest point in the sky that it is all year round. Okay, it's the one day of the year where there's the least amount of sunlight. Okay, now if you track it then for the next couple days, right, it rides that line. Okay, but there's a weird cosmological phenomenon that happens. Okay, and I truly think that there's some ways to look into this and to maybe, I don't know, like the church is kind of fucked up, so you have the sun, right? And in ancient culture, it's the sun was God or the son of God, and you can look at these names,
Right.
And how they describe things. On December 25th every year, the sun actually pops up a few degrees above the horizon, like it's rising, right? The sun has risen. And the next day, it goes back down. It happens consistently every single year. It's a cosmological event. Scientists still don't understand what goes on, right? But there's a shift.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm telling you,
They,
do your research on this shit.
they don't
How is
understand
that affected by
what goes
when-
on with the
when we
rotation of the
added,
earth. The
what
access.
months
or-
did we add? We added June, July, and August. Was that?
I don't
before
think
they
it has
birthed?
anything to do with a time measurement. so if you're looking back into cultures that were observers, right? They looked at constellations, right? They observed, they didn't have all these distractions around them. They noticed this. Okay. So you're essentially, you can look into it as like the birth of Christ, the birth of the Son of God. I mean, these are, and I'm going
Yeah.
back to like sun worshiping cultures. Okay.
You're quoting Zig Heist. We get it.
Who?
I'm just joking. It's like a Zig Heist is a conspiracy.
Zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist.
Yes. I know what you're
Have you
talking
seen
about.
that?
I have seen it. Yeah.
But the religion part of it's actually pretty much true. I had a someone who went to school for religion, the history of it, tell me that most of the things about religion in that were pretty spot on.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of it. I have seen that, by the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the majority of mainstream Christianity is based around the twisting and the contortion of ancient cultures that were sun worshiping.
By the way,
cultures.
I just want to point out this is the most depressing Christmas special I've ever heard now.
All right,
If you guys want to turn this off, just go ahead and turn it off now because it ain't getting any happier. No,
Look, man.
I'm just joking.
I just wanted to bring to the table that
The truth.
well, it's
A lot of people don't want to know the truth.
no, and it's just
We want to keep living our lives. What's being happy is ignorance, right?
right, but ignorance is bliss and other
Yeah.
cliches. But I mean, why wouldn't you want to celebrate like a true
Party?
party?
We do,
like,
motherfucker.
go
We
eat-
don't go to church.
go
We
eat-
fucking party.
go eat some mushrooms
We
or
go.
like
Oh, jeez.
give some mushrooms to a chick and let her piss all over you, and then you're tripping,
And then you drink that,
right?
and then
No, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like what I was saying a little bit ago is that like I don't exactly get on board completely, but there's holiday cheer, at least on my end. It's
You know what I like doing when I can? I like doing this all year round, but like giving, like it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I have a purpose,
Yeah.
It's just like helping someone out. Some guy at Wawa, it's not much, but like some guy at Wawa, I pass by him. He's like, hey, I'll help a veteran get home or something like that. And like right off the bat, like that triggers you, veteran, right? But it's like, okay, is this guy full of shit? I would know. So the thing you do is you ask him, what's your MOS?
right, stolen
And
valor.
I
all that
went up
kind
to
of
him
stuff.
I took all the change out of my truck. It was a shitload. Like I was in my shirt and it was like it was like falling out. I was walking over because it's all I had. Like I don't carry cash, right? But it was a
I
lot.
carry.
It
rolls
could have
of
gotten him.
coins.
It could have gotten him places. It was a lot of change. But I was like, what's your MOS? And he told me, and we got to talking, and I was like, here, man, open your shirt up. But dump this. It was like dumped all over the place. And I just walked away. But I mean, it felt good to like help a fellow human being out. There we go. And you did.
What's that? Like some kind of elderberry wine? What do you got?
No, that's actually piss for you, Mikey.
Yes.
It's a
Tonight's
Christmas
episode
miracle.
of 2Ds is brought to you by Nighthawk Black Box Wine.
Ooh,
Dark Malbec.
that's right. Get on the Boda. All right, so the veteran. So he dumped all this change in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just the point I'm trying to make is it feels
Figured
good.
it would go either
You
way.
ever
He'd be
try
really
to
nice
fucking
about it, or you say, "What the fuck? Why did you just drop all this change all over
Yeah.
me?"
right? Fuck you. He's like threw the change back
Right.
at me.
I'm
Yeah.
not that disabled, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, and that's the thing is that it's I don't need. I was just telling your wife when before we got started here, we were outside smoking a cigarette and talking, and it's like I don't need a day based on our fucking corporate calendar to dictate who I'm supposed to be or how I'm supposed to feel, right? Like Mother's Day, Father's Day, right? Like I have a great relationship with both my parents. I try and do things for them year round. Like I give my mom flowers year round. If like I could be at the grocery store. I know I'm going to be stopping at her place like, that day or the next day or whatever. I put, what, $8, pick up some flowers. Here you go, mom. I love you. Like I don't need a fucking day of the week to tell
No,
you that.
you're right. But like a complete stranger, how often do you help a complete stranger out?
Regularly, honestly.
Do you?
Yeah.
But it just seems like they're more abundant around this time of the year. Is it Is it because they know they're going to get more, or is it?
think in today's culture, I think you do have to be.
You ever go to a
cautious.
soup shelter or whatever they call it?
I've volunteered. There's been 4 times actually that I've volunteered instead of celebrating a holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas. I volunteered to do food at a shelter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and those are
incredible-
mostly like
Incredibly humbling experience.
those are mostly like religious based, like churches start those things, right? It's usually like a church group that's doing it.
typically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I've worked at food shelters a couple times. I really liked it. It was just cutting it up and chatting with folks. And,
yeah, I mean, I think that
you know.
for me, that's the best part, Mikey, is that like I mean, you get really interesting conversation with like
Yeah.
all walks of life.
Oh yeah,
But
know?
Yes,
yeah,
you do.
I mean, I agree with you. It is something you should do on a daily, but the hustle and bustle of regular life is just it's too hard for, sometimes it gets really hard. Like your life could be hard. You're not thinking about that
Right.
all the time. You're thinking about like how you're going to get through the day or what you're going to do whatever. But like I think this time of the year is for you to put that shit aside and for once in your once a year at least
Yeah,
think about
and
someone else.
you would hope
and
that-
Thanksgiving would be a good time to do
yeah,
it.
you would hope that that would be the encouragement behind it. And it's, I mean, you're right, Jay, that the day to day for I think a lot of people anymore, it can be overwhelming. I personally, I mean, I'm very, very blessed and very thankful for the life that I live. I mean, wasn't always like this by any means, but you get older, you make choices, this and that, and you find yourself in a good place. I mean, there's been numerous times. I made it a point, like I used to go down to Philly a lot, right? And I made it a point that there's this it's called the Franklin Fountain on Market Street, right? So it's like an old timey, like ice cream parlor, soda shop. They got mixers and spritzers and dipping this and all that kind of stuff. And
Did
I
they
made it a
hire
point,
a soda jerk for the day.
they
Soda jerk.
some asshole made real funny hats for them. Though. I'll tell you what, their uniform, I'd fucking kill myself if I had to wear that shit.
They're soda
But-
assholes now.
Yeah, soda assholes. No, but I mean, like anytime I went down to Philly, I always made it a point to like stop into this place. It's just a great like ice cream parlor. But I'd always get like the biggest fucking banana fudge, like diabetic sundae I could.
The banana.
And I would
kaboom.
get one to go because across the board on Market Street in Philly, there's a homeless person somewhere. So I'd go there with whoever I was with, we'd get our ice cream, this and that. I always get one to go. And that would be my donation. Here you go. I know it's not money. I know it's not booze. I know it's not drugs, whatever, but here's a fucking ice cream sundae. Have at
I'm
it.
diabetic, you motherfucker.
Dude, my band, like probably 10 years ago at this point, we were playing a show at the Fire in Fishtown in Philly. It was middle of fucking winter, and right after our set, we were outside in the alley, just it's where fucking bands hang out and just rip butts and smoke weed and shit. There's a homeless guy just chilling there, just like talking to a couple people in and out of conversations, and I look down, notice he's fucking not wearing any shoes, and I'm drunk as fuck, and like, dude, are you like for real not wearing shoes? He's like, nah, man. It's like, take my fucking shoes, Jesus, I just bought them. I just gave them to him. Like, fuck my feet, I don't care. This dude's standing out here in fucking 20-something degree weather while we're all cutting it up and really not asking anybody for anything. He just wants to hang out and feel like he's a part of something. He's got no goddamn shoes. Just give me your fucking shoes.
Drunk aside, how good did that feel though?
It didn't really bother me at all until the next day when I was just hungover anyway.
Fuck, where are my
fucking
shoes?
Feet hurt, but I didn't care.
No, but I mean,
Yeah,
were
I
you
didn't
happy
regret
that?
it at all.
No, I was gonna say, you're happy like you lent somebody
Yeah.
your shoes.
Usually it's the opposite, like
Lend,
shit faced
he
drunk, and
gave.
I'd like,
Oh, he found
or like I'll gift something to somebody, and then the next
Yeah.
day I'll be like, why the fuck did I do that? That I was so, and I'm not gonna ask for it back.
Yo,
No,
yo,
you Indian
remember
giver.
yesterday when I gave you my shoes?
Yeah, no,
By the
I'm
way,
gonna go ahead and need to ask for those back, dude.
I'm gonna need those shoes back, bro.
no, no, man. It's like I don't know. And maybe it's
And like I'm not telling this story to like, hey, look what I did. It's just, people.
can you translate that?
You do your help. You do your best to help people out as you can, without it terribly inconveniencing you, or you devoting too much of yourself to helping too much, and then in turn not helping yourself.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
and I think that like this time of year, and that's
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're all talking about is the
Some people really need
holiday
it.
cheer. Yeah, dude, and but that's the thing is that like it doesn't have to be one day or one season,
Right.
it's-
Right.
Just be
You
all the
can-
time as you can.
I mean, I've been fortunate enough, and I mean, there's been times where I've been shitty places, and like maybe I think it's just my programming, I guess, I mean, look, I'm a fucking asshole in a lot of ways. I know that. But I'm also a very giving person, especially when it comes to my friends and when it comes to people that just seem like they need a hand. If somebody needs help, you call, you text, whatever. Yeah, if I can help you, without a doubt. Or like, I mean, even fuck, man, it was like it was last week. The classic like seeing a woman struggle in the parking lot, like carrying something. Well, what the fuck? She doesn't have anybody around her. Of course, I'm gonna go lend her a hand.
Yeah.
You
course.
see these people like walk past, or like they're on their phones, or they drive by, whatever, and like,
Do that with your kids though.
what do you mean? Do what?
Try to hurdle kids around in a parking lot
Oh,
while you're
well,
trying to help some random
Look,
person
man,
out.
and Mikey said it best. I mean, without overextending yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's situational.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's just I think if we just get on board with the, like everybody wants to be a good person and everybody wants to be a part of something, everybody wants to contribute. We'll do that. I mean, and it could be the smallest thing. I mean, there's like you're talking about having like a pile of change laying around. Dude, I shit you not. I fucking hate change in my car. Right. It collects like the center
jingles.
console. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I have Easy Pass, so it's not even like a toll thing anymore,
Bring this
right?
a little closer to your face, you could. Sorry.
What
There you go. Perfect.
your dick.
Yeah.
No, so I don't like having change. So, when enough accumulates, like I'll be pumping gas and I'll just take my change out and I'll just put it up on the gas pump. And then look, maybe somebody needs it more. Maybe, and I'm not, and it's not like, $30 in change. It might be like a buck something, two something, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe somebody finds it that they don't. It's kind of like, instead of like throwing it in a fucking fountain and making a wish, here, maybe somebody needs this.
So you're putting pennies on the
mixed coins.
Okay.
I mean, dude, I've and no joke, and it's usually it happens usually during moments of like inebriation. I mean, I've encountered.
Why don't you just physically give it to somebody though?
Well, if you'd stop interrupting me, I'd get to that point.
But you just said you left it on a gas pump.
Yeah. But what I was just gonna say is that there's been times where you talk about homeless people, right? And I think there's definitely the art form.
Mikey,
Hello.
You okay?
go ahead, man. Sorry, dude. I just did that on purpose.
What the fuck? No, there's in today's world. I mean, there's definitely I think there's an art form of of swindling, of begging. I mean, begging has become I mean, there's people out there that make a living off being
Yeah,
professional
you're right.
beggars. Gotta be careful. So I mean, in understanding this, like I'd have an interaction. Like I don't just give a homeless person money. Like I'll have a conversation with them. I'll tell me a joke, or maybe you have a
Tell
great
me a joke. You got to earn this. You got to earn this shitty change, butch.
dude.
Yeah.
Well,
Come on, man.
But it's not even shitty change. So like, sing me a song or tell me a joke, or like just tell me a story.
tell me a story. You might get some change.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've been out
Do
and
a
about.
dance. You know how to dance?
Here's a $20. Here's a 20. I'm not.
Can you sing, you fucker?
Oh my god. not peddling change, but like, hand somebody a credible amount of money. And you know what? If they want to go fuck their lives up and, buy booze and this and that, but it's about having good faith in people.
That guy that I gave the change to at Wawa, I don't know if he was really trying to get home somewhere.
No,
What the fuck? How the fuck did he get to that Wawa?
I have to get back to New Jersey and my blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he wanted. I don't know what he was doing with that. Maybe he wanted to buy booze with it. But you know what? He knew what he was talking about, what I was talking about.
Right. So you knew that he wasn't. It wasn't like
He
stolen valor.
must have been a veteran or knew someone that was a veteran. He knew about. He knows what MOS is.
Right.
So, I felt like here it is. It's like I took that chance, and that's what you got to do with these people. They could be scum, or they could just be homeless for a reason that's out of their control.
I think
and you don't know that.
I think it's best to always have the benefit of the doubt.
What do you do? Ask them, like, why are you homeless? Like, is it rude to ask a homeless person why they're homeless?
No, man. I mean, I've asked.
I think it's kind of on them to, like, if you're gonna do that same
Explain themselves.
scripted fucking thing and just lie, like, hey, I need to get here and catch the bus. Like, I don't believe that for a fucking second. If you just tell me you're fucking hungry and you're broke as fuck and you make bad decisions with your life, shit, I'll give you fucking $10. Okay, fair enough.
Right.
But if you're gonna make up this whole fucking thing that, like,
So
dude,
if someone's holding a sign saying "I fucked up,"
I'd probably give
give them
$50.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, 50
Yeah.
or 100 easy.
The more
Wow.
personally
Wow.
accountable
Yeah.
you are for,
might get out there.
for whatever decisions you made that put you in the situation you're in, I'll give you more
Yeah.
money.
Without a doubt. There was my favorite, and it just happened a couple months ago. I was at an intersection in Sarasota, and real hard looking chick, and I say chick because she was definitely younger, clearly made poor choices, found herself just in a bad place. I mean, just looked like fucking shit, and holding a sign that said, "Just want a cheeseburger."
Yeah.
Right. And at the corner, there's the gas station, and there's this like laundromat, and then a shitty dive bar. And they have a sign out front that actually advertises, like, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, whatever, like for the shitty dive. And her sign just said, "Just want a cheeseburger." And I was like, fuck it.
Fair enough.
I got time. Went into that shitty dive bar that I'd drank and played pool in before. Right. Got 4 cheeseburgers, got them to go. Here you go, lady.
Yeah. You see your sign. You're like, "Oh, it's just want a cheeseburger." I'm like, shit, me too.
Do you
know
think
what?
she works for
Let's
that
go.
place?
Get in.
No, she was like, "Man, come on, I will suck your dick for a cheeseburger."
No,
Uh,
it's okay. You don't need to do that
Yeah.
anymore. I'll just get you one.
Right.
Because I want one too,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go there now.
Put your teeth back in.
Yeah.
I got these cheeseburgers, man.
No, but
No,
it
please,
was.
save it for the next guy.
I'll tell you what, though, she was so grateful and appreciative that she
Yeah.
actually like left her corner, and it was an intersection that it was like 2 blocks from where I was living, and so with my job, I would pass through that intersection maybe, I don't know, 6 times a day. It just seemed to be like the common route. Didn't see her the rest of the day. So hopefully she got off the corner. Maybe she took him home to somewhere. I mean, you don't know. I don't think it's anybody's business to know. Like, I truly believe in like the karmic response. Like, if you want to be a shithead and you're out there, because there's so many people out there, just they don't want to get a fucking job, or they're too fucked up, and this happens, and it's not okay, but you get it.
You
Like,
ever see
go
the
back
video of a woman who's panhandling, and then dude with the camera followed her back to a parking lot where she has a fucking Mini Cooper, and like she has money. She just goes out there to do that for the attention.
Right. Which, I mean, what does that say? Like,
Hmm.
what does that say about you? Like,
Yeah.
you're fucking bored, or like, is that insecurity?
Yeah.
Like you need people to pay attention to you that much?
Yeah. Your life is that bad that you have to go out and fucking fake panhandle. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's well, there, and I'd look it up to get his name, but I mean, the classic story, and you saying that triggers my mindset, it was like, I don't know, it might have been like 8-10 years ago. Read about it. Guy in New York City, right? Lived in a $1 million penthouse suite, right? In fucking uptown Manhattan.
Mhm.
His professional job was a beggar.
I heard about this. Like, back in like the 90s.
Yeah, see, like
Was it way back then?
it might have been that far back.
Yeah, I heard about this too. There was a bunch of people doing that, I think.
Right, but I mean, this dude and like I think it was like Rolling Stone or GQ like interviewed him, and he kind of outed himself, but he kept, excuse me, but he kept, he kept doing what he was doing. Like this guy in his suite had an actual like mud room, so he had his outfits or his uniforms. Some may call them costumes, whatever, and then he had he had different greases and dirts and makeup, right? And so he was basically like an actor as a homeless person,
Yeah.
and knew like 5 or 6 different intersections to sit at. And this guy was a fucking millionaire.
Yeah. I don't
And-
doubt it. If you can panhandle without a serious vice and just collect the money, you could I imagine make out really well if you know the right spots.
Have you ever begged for money, Mikey?
No.
No, Jay.
Not
No.
on the fucking street. No.
Just to your pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, me neither. Never hit that point in life.
No.
I've been homeless intentionally once, but I've never begged for money.
I've had hard times as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, power getting cut, cable getting cut, shit like that.
Water turned off.
Water turned off, which
Yeah.
is like they can't do. It's like illegal now to do that if you have children,
Right.
which is fucked
Yeah.
up. Like back then they could do that.
Yeah. I remember the first time that happened when the water got turned off
Yeah.
growing up. Yeah, it was
I remember when the power got turned off. It was the excuse was dad forgot to pay the electric bill.
Yeah.
Forgot to pay the electric bill for 2 months because they take a month.
right.
to-
Now we know,
Yeah.
Speaking of which, since we're in the holiday cheer, do both of you recall when you found out Santa wasn't real?
Wow.
I don't think I ever truly thought.
You're telling me
but
Santa's not real, dude?
I was 5 and I woke up. This is I think what started my family tradition of like getting together and opening presents on Christmas Eve, is because I came out of my room to go to the bathroom and my mom and dad were setting up all the presents under the tree. I was
You
like,
caught
oh,
him.
okay, it was you guys. I fucking knew it. But yeah,
What, were you
we
that
always-
you were just that intuitive as a toddler?
I guess so. I don't know.
Huh.
I've always kind of been able to see things at face value and not. I don't know. I guess.
So, but you,
Perceptive,
so
I
you're saying when
guess.
you were 5, you caught them though,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I caught them red-handed.
right? And you were
Yeah.
just like, yeah, this is fucking done. It's a sham.
No, it's like, oh, okay. So it's
They
actually
didn't
them.
play it
So I could just ask them directly for stuff.
Can I just write you a letter?
Oh man, I
You were
don't need to write
5?
any fucking letters. I don't need to do shit. I just need to come home and be like, yo, I want this. Can you get it for me?
Presents.
And the answer will be yes
Give
or
me
no.
presents.
No more.
You were
middlemen.
5 and they didn't try to play it off like something else or something?
No, I mean,
no,
for
we're
like,
just practicing for Santa
probably
Claus.
like a split second. They were like, "Oh, buddy, there." Yeah, no, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
got us.
Surprise.
What about you, Jay? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was Monday the 20th at 9:30 p.m. 2021. You just told me right now that Santa's not real, you fucker. Way to ruin everything. No, I don't remember. I think
I mean, do you know?
I think I always just kind of knew, but
like
I always
what
played the
age,
game.
What age frame? Maybe when like something clicked.
Pretty young. Because I remember it was probably like 7, 8. I remember playing Santa. I had a little sister at that time. So I remember playing Santa to her and acting like a real Santa and having her believe, because she was that small. She might have been like 2 or 3.
I wish your listeners could see the twinkle in your eyes. You talk about this right now. I'm being
We're doing
serious.
video this
You,
week.
you
so
have
I
you
will.
have a glow about.
I'm
this
just trying to
story right
think.
now.
I'm really trying to think.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whiskey, buddy. But I'm really trying to think. I don't have a specific moment. Do you have what
I
about
do-
you?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you?
Yeah, it's why. Well, I mean, I think it's one of those things in the holiday season. Like, as adults, like when was your heart crushed, no, so when my parents were still together, like they lived in a good sized suburbanite home, so we had the very large unfinished basement, and my brother and I used to play like floor hockey down there, so just ball fucking whacking the shit out of things. We had enough space to actually like play hockey down there. And it was crazy. I mean, so growing up, like I can't recall exactly how it unfolded. Like if my mom purposely made noise to wake us up, I think it was something along those lines. And then like, my brother and I would be awake and then we would hear noise downstairs and we'd go downstairs and like Santa Claus would be putting gifts under the tree. And we were like so excited. We were be very quiet. And then like you think it's a dream, but then you go downstairs and like the cookies have been eaten, the milk was drank, like all that kind of shit, right? But I mean, and this wasn't like my parents weren't drugging us, and and it was no, and it wasn't a dream. I mean, it was very real. And when I was 7 years old, so my brother and I were playing hockey down in the basement, and one of us, I forget who, one of us cranked the ball into the corner, and it was like the storage corner with the boxes, and we were looking for the ball.
Found the presents.
Didn't find the presents, man.
Hmm.
Found the Santa costume.
That could have been played off by your parents. They didn't play it off. Did you
No.
ask them?
No, like my heart just sank because
Oh.
we knew. But I mean, it was one of those fascinating things. Like in looking back, like my parents, for as much shit as they may have had going on, like within their own world, and being an adult now and being in relationships and understanding that. I mean, they went above and beyond for their kids.
Yeah.
To give us like a Christmas experience. Like
Yeah.
my dad fucking played Santa.
Yeah.
My mom like somehow like mischievously like woke us up, and we all kind of snuck down. Santa, and then I mean we found the Santa suit, and my brother's 4 years older, so he had it worse. I was 7, and I think he was in shock at the time, so he would have been 11 and figured it out. But 7 years old, found the suit, and it was just kind of like, all right, we're just getting gifts from mom and dad now.
My parents were pretty good with keeping it genuine. They never did the like dress up as Santa thing. My grandfather would, and he would go to the daycare, and that was another like little red flag there that I saw, like random people that I knew dressing up as Santa.
Well, I mean,
times.
this is imposter shit.
But like,
going on.
it's okay. They could be just doing it for fun. Some of them could be the helpers or whatever. Like Macaulay Culkin said in Home Alone, I also know that you work for them, but
Right.
But my parents were pretty spot on with, okay, turning the lights out. Time for bed. Get to bed, or you're not getting gifts in the morning. So it was like, go to bed, sleep as hard as you could to wake up the next morning. And then when you wake up the next morning, they must have, they put the lights on, the tree lights on, and they eat their fucking cookies or whatever. Then they go to bed. The only night that my dad will actually like leave the Christmas tree lights on, and it was those ones that get really hot,
Yeah.
burn the fucking whole house down.
Oh, the
big
classic
ones.
like
Yes.
hand blown,
Yeah.
like enamel glass
Yeah.
bulbs.
A couple of twinkling ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
none of those.
He still has those, I bet.
Shitty Chinese shit that we got. Now.
No,
Dude,
not the plastic ones. Those are class. Yeah.
I'm so happy you actually said that, because that's like the one thing about like my childhood growing up with Christmas.
Yes.
I loved those fucking lights.
And actually, I tried to get some, but they were plastic, and it was not.
Oh
the
no,
same.
no, they don't.
And
I don't
they're
even
like
know if they
LED.
make them anymore.
They don't. They're fire hazards
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's like what's that Mexican Fiestaware that had like lead in it, so they had to stop selling it. So it's like actually like Fiestaware enamel in hand blown glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember like how pissed like your mom and dad would be like when a bulb
You broke
broke
one, yeah.
because they were like, in that time they were like $4, which in today's world is like $15 a bulb.
Yeah.
You fucking broke the oranges.
My goddamn incandescent.
Oh,
But I think he still has. If they're not the same, they're replicas, but because they look pretty legit.
oh, well, you just,
And the single ones that like just gradually turn off and on, like they're twinklers or whatever. Not when you put the fucking twinkler in and the whole strand blinks. This is just one bulb, right? So it's just you put one here,
Right.
like that. That's what made it, right?
Well, and the color that you got too, like it wasn't the like, you know, the cotton candy pop culture color. Like,
Yeah,
it was a
it's like
deep,
ceramic,
yeah, like
fucking
a deep,
yeah,
raw, like wholesome color.
yeah.
Like I
Colors
could
that
feel
don't
like
even
I don't like
exist
the
anymore.
LEDs, man.
no.
I'm not a fan. I've got LED out here and the regular, I guess you can call them incandescents. But
Yeah, the Christmas lights.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like the incandescents way better.
What do you think
Just
of
look better.
you guys been to Lights in the Parkway?
Yeah, no, not this year.
Not in a while, but yeah.
In the zoo, lights in the zoo.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's the hot shit.
Which zoo?
The Lehigh Valley. That's the hot ticket right there. You want to go? I'm a member. I get you half
No,
off.
I was just down at the Philadelphia Zoo the other week. I don't get on board with zoos, but I was promised no animals would be present, so I went. I'm serious.
They're all getting beat in the back rooms, though.
Dude,
How'd you feel about that?
don't even get me started. A fucking a zebra walked out and I almost had a fucking meltdown. I was told there'd be no animals.
What's a zebra doing in the middle of fucking winter? Should be in Africa.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean Lights in the Parkway. It's funny enough. The last time that I was there was with Justin Smith and Matt Vitale. Actually, no, I apologize. Justin Smith and Ryan Hall was the last time I was at Lights in the Parkway. Matt Vitale had to pick us up at Lehigh Valley Mall because we were not able to drive anymore.
What are we talking? Like 20 years, 15 years?
I'd say 15 to probably be safe. Yeah,
And it was probably good back then, but have you been recently?
I haven't, and what and honestly,
I
it
heard it's
wasn't
shitty.
It wasn't good back then.
Oh, okay.
What made it good was the personal choices that we had made en route.
Okay.
And I'm not supporting drinking and driving because we weren't drinking.
But also while you're driving through it too, maybe.
Yeah, I mean we were eating things and indulging
Oh.
in other things.
Let me guess. Here we go back. Here we are with the mushrooms again.
Oh, so many mushrooms.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you should have an experience.
You're
but
gonna
yeah,
get
no,
pigeonholed. So one note character on the show. And we're gonna have you back
3
6
times
more
now,
times.
Mike. 3 fucking times.
Come
And
on.
all we're talking about is mushrooms.
you keep inviting me back. No, there's diversity here.
No,
Can
this time
Because we
There's
think
no
you're gonna
denying
bring
that you
mushrooms
invited
next
yourself
time
back
and you
this time.
don't.
I've actually no, I did one and then I actually invited myself back 2 times.
The second time we had this conversation in the second episode where I was like, I think you invited yourself back. And you're like, no, you asked me, blah, blah, blah. But this time you texted me, hey, we should do this. This depressing ass Christmas special where we're talking about fucking pissing on mushrooms and eating them and fucking.
It's actually drinking the piss after you eat the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Jay.
Dude, it's a time-honored tradition.
Yeah.
Scandinavia and abroad.
What else
Very
about Christmas?
hot.
You know what I
reindeer
what I
piss.
love about you, Mikey, though, is that I know that when we're done tonight, I think we have a pretty good rapport
Sure.
with each other
Sure.
as of our newfound speaking through technology relationship.
Yes. Science.
I know that you're actually gonna like find time to like look into this and read about it. Whereas Jay's gonna black out tonight, wake up tomorrow, and be like,
That is not true,
he's like-
dude.
he's gonna be like, why was I trying to
is-
drink my own piss last
no,
night?
No. No.
So I appreciate that, Mikey. Thank you.
Sure.
You'll and if you dig deep into it, it will translate across boundaries and might open your eyes.
We'll all dig deep.
I'm open to new things.
Yeah.
Can I play something for you?
Sure. Can Mike play it? Because he found a way
yes.
to play things.
Well, it's can you dial a phone number and play it?
What do you mean? dial
it's
a
just
phone number?
exclusive to your
message?
phone. Then just
Yeah.
hold it up to
Oh,
the
are you
mic.
dialing like a Santa Claus phone number? Or
I just
something?
want to call Santa real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I
Cool.
call-
They're
can I
doing that
call-
again?
Can I call Santa?
Can you forward me the number? Because I got to do it to my son.
I will, dude. And so funny enough, so I had dinner with the Smiths the other night, right? And Jack was just like, oh my gosh, he's a beautiful boy, but he's being such a asshole. And I was like, so this time of year, it's like, all right, man. So like, you're being, defiant. You're 3 years old. I'm gonna tell Santa on you. And I'm like, well, I gotta call Santa now. And it's just amazing to me, like, this is the world that we live in anymore.
That's perfect, because my 3-year-old, whenever we threaten to tell Santa on him, he says he's gonna cut Santa. I am not fucking bullshitting you, dude. I don't know where he got it from. I'm gonna cut Santa. That's what he says.
No
What
cap.
makes you think I won't? What makes you think I won't cut you?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, dude. So now, if yeah, make sure I get that before you leave.
Yeah. So here you go.
I'm
Like,
gonna threaten this little punk.
Out of your plan, and will incur a 1 cent per minute charge if you continue.
Put it up
You
to
can hang up now
where
to
you're gonna
avoid the
talk. Yeah, there you
charge.
go.
There we go.
Merry Christmas! This is Santa Claus, and you have reached my personal hotline. We have been very busy making all of those toys to deliver on Christmas morning, and I want you to know that your family loves you very much, and so do I. So be good, and don't forget to always listen to your parents. When you hear the tone, please leave me your Christmas gift wishes and holiday cheer. And remember, kids, I know who's been naughty and nice. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon.
When you hear the tone, please insert 25 cents.
It was actually 1 cent a minute. And if do you want to leave him a message? I mean, we're
Yeah, might as well. Santa, if you can hear me, help me.
How many of that company's messages, like the people who actually check them, are being streamed on a podcast, and they're just catching the audio and leaving a message?
Listen to this. This is from little Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. So it's for those parents out there listening, Santa's number is 951 262 3062. So that's 951 262 3062.
call Santa today, and we'll throw in a free Nighthawk Black Dark Malbec box of wine.
That's right. And believe it or not, 951 area code is San Bernardino, California.
Of course it is.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that
Remember
was
when
good.
we used to go to the Trexler Mall and call those phone sex hotlines on the pay phones? And they're like, hang up quick.
No, I don't.
You never did that?
No.
Oh,
Nice
boy.
drop on the
Oh,
Trexler
you know
Mall.
what?
Yeah.
No, on a on a payphone?
Yeah.
Oh, you can do it on
numbers.
pay-
You might be right, dude. 976 or 967.
Something like that.
Because that was a skating company too for a while there. That's the only reason why I knew it was like a porn line or something.
Yeah.
There was
It was the t-shirts.
there was a time when at the ripe age, I think I was like 14, had the Alan Lauer, good old fat Lauer, gave me a hotline number, and he swore, he's like, it's international, there's no charges, just call it, right? Because he would call it from his parents' house and we'd listen to it. But his parents had, like, fuck you money, so like
they didn't even
pay
look at their
attention.
phone bill.
Yeah, they didn't pay attention to that, So I'll never forget. I was at 14, I was stoned out of my gourd, right? And I remember I'm like, oh, I'm gonna dial this number tonight. I'm gonna listen to this hotline. And I'm at my mom's at home, and I dial this number and I passed out with the phone on the hook. And she got, like, it was the following, like 2-3 weeks go by, and she got like a $700 and some fucking phone bill
Jesus.
from Guyana, South America. And it was like, I don't know what happened. Yeah,
I
my
remember I
brother
got
found me
yelled
out.
at for calling the Super Nintendo Power Hotline because I couldn't figure out how to beat or like get out of the forest in Super Mario.
Yeah, Nintendo Power had the call line.
Yeah, and they would intentionally take their time to because like they already know what to do. But
Was
they
it,
got milk-
you're getting
milk
charged by
on
the
them.
minute or something?
Yeah, I think I don't remember. It was probably like $25 or $30, but I remember my dad yelling
Oh,
at
wow.
me for that.
Here we go again with the
Oh,
goddamn
boy.
box wine. 2 D's
Your
and an F is
goddamn-
brought to you by
goddamn
Nighthawk
Pellet wine.
Black. That's Nighthawk Black. Get their dark Malbec tonight.
That's nice.
like that. Yeah. So what else we got for holiday cheer? I mean, so we've covered some ground on like tradition. We've covered
Go to
finding-
the dollar store and get everything you need to
Oh
throw your party.
God,
You
just
don't need to
looking
go
for
to fucking
corporate
Kohl's.
sponsors.
It's a fucking dollar for everything you need. You don't need to go. First of all, do we really need the plastic that we're going to wash anyway? Just use your regular fucking silverware, please.
If you want some holiday cheer, and this is something that helps me year round. If I'm feeling down, like, go to Cracker Barrel and just hang out in the country store. Maybe
Where
buy
you
something,
cannot get a
smell-
drink.
Smell the candles, and buy some knickknacks, and then get something to eat and leave.
You call them
the Cracker Barrel
Nico's,
store.
Sounds like a
always cheers
really
me up.
sober night, Mike.
some
Dude,
Nico's
it's the
Nacos.
best. It's the best. I'll cheer you right up.
Mike, yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. As much as I don't like dining in like, fast food or chain
Yeah.
restaurants, when I travel, like when I was driving up and down the coast, Cracker Barrel became very homely.
It's always
You
it's
know?
always that exception.
Fried chicken platter, a beer or a glass of wine, as shitty as it was. And I'll tell you what, I found one of the greatest Bob Ross kitchen magnets in their
Oh.
country store.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a full size, like 6-inch Bob Ross afro head. And it was his quote about there's no mistakes, there's only happy accidents.
Yep.
And I mean in a Cracker Barrel store. But yeah,
I wish you could actually buy Bob Ross's paintings, but you can't.
No, that's
None of them are for
family owned.
sale. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Bob Ross I think is it Netflix special?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch
Haunting.
it.
Haunting.
Really?
special.
What was haunting about it?
I thought it was a shame how it broke him down into actually being a human being and not the artistic phenom that he was.
But I don't want to see that.
I
I
thought it-
like my image of Bob Ross.
But it was him. It was him. It was. I thought the complete opposite. I thought it was like the artistic Bob Ross,
I
and
mean,
and like yes, of course he's a human being, but like
I gained more respect for him because of how much he was actually, for as happy as he tried to
Show you something that you've never seen before on television. Today we're going to start with a white canvas and we're going to use some magic black on it. So I'm going to let you see. Cover the
sorry.
Interrupted again. No, I mean, I just that's special. I mean, it's
And this is magic black here. We'll just cover the entire canvas all the way across. There we go. And a little bit more. We apply this exactly the same way as we do the magic white.
Sorry, what you were saying?
I will jump across this fucking room if you pull it one more time. Oh god. No, I guess I never realized how sad he actually was as a person.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what I mean is, it was
not until he got sick. There we go. Perfect. Turn it up a little bit, Mike. You got volume on there.
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect.
double Bob.
Bob, a racing Bob.
What a guy.
Oh my god.
Have
it's
you ever
so
done
beautiful.
have you ever
Hello,
done
Bob
one of the
Ross,
Bob Ross
and I'd like to
paintings, like your
welcome
own
you to the 29th Joy of Painting.
your own
I have,
spin?
Mikey.
If this
I
is
have
your
one
first
too.
time,
It's in
allow me to extend a
I
personal
haven't hung it up
invitation
yet,
to
though.
your brushes
I
and
bet
in
Bob
my-
Ross has a
my
Christmas
closet.
special.
Probably. I actually, so in growing, being an artist my whole life, like I actually took private art lessons from the ages of 6 to 12. Right. And in that time period, I mean, Bob Ross was on PBS, around here. I've
Mhm.
done, I would say 6 or 7 follow alongs with him
Oh, okay.
as a child,
Okay,
as a
okay.
child, being like a child artist and being in like private art lessons and stuff. I mean, Bob Ross was a huge, huge fucking
Did it turn
influence.
out good or?
I would say, I mean, there was structure to it without it. I mean, it wasn't like some sloppy mess. It wasn't Bob Ross quality. But there was structure to it. But like, No, I mean just his guidance and his elevation of life and his understanding of, you can't fuck up.
No,
you
I think
learn to accept.
yes, but you will learn. Yeah, right. So you
Yeah.
learn to accept your fuck ups, right?
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
you can fuck up, but just it is what it is. It's art,
Yep.
right? So it was meant to be,
Yeah.
maybe, or something.
It's not a
Yeah.
mistake, it's a
Right.
happy
Yeah.
accident.
Yes.
And that
You
was
guys want to
that
see
was
my
the
Bob
thing.
Ross painting?
You got it?
You got one?
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
Oh, you
God.
actually have one?
Oh fuck yeah, he does.
Yeah.
No, but and that's what I was saying with like just that special. Like, I never would have thought a man of that caliber, suffered as much as he did, and struggled with just
From being sick, right?
from being sick and from being, with the celebrity status, like they kind of touched on like how it became harder for him to just like be present in the studio all the time. And look,
yeah,
he never lost his joy of painting.
yeah.
He never lost that love, but just the longevity in life. It was like, man, like the guy was fucking struggling like the last 10 years of his
I don't
life.
think he was struggling that bad. It was almost like um
Drum roll.
won't you be my neighbor? Fucking that
All right.
guy,
Fred Rogers.
Fred Rogers. Yeah, it was almost like a Fred Rogers story almost.
Mountains.
Look at that.
There it is.
Bring it a little closer.
Wait, so when
Ooh, Mike's a fucking artist.
did you create
He's a
that?
fucking artist over here.
Last Christmas, I think, last year. I still haven't hung it up.
Was this an
It's pretty,
outing,
dude.
Was this an outing with the wife?
By outing, we did it in our living room. Yes.
So you guys did a paint along?
Just following Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Cool.
How was that experience for you?
It was good. We had fun. We had a good time.
Good. I went to a sip and paint, or what did they call those? Like, whatever they call them. That did not turn out well for me.
Mm.
Would it shock you to know that I heard about how well it didn't turn out for
No,
you?
it would not shock me. Thank you, Jess.
But I got a good relationship. With
I
your
was that
wife.
guy, and I was told I was that guy by the people that worked there.
Oh,
So
I
it was
heard.
my dude first
Why
time.
don't you tell the story?
It was my first time.
Why don't you tell the story?
So-
Jess, this one's for you.
We went to do a I guess, what do they call it? A sip and paint? I don't know. It's my first one. So you bring your fucking own booze and you paint a picture, whatever picture they want you to paint. But you know what? Just wasn't following the rules that night, and I don't think art should.
Well, and can I clarify?
Yeah.
This was date night, right? Yes. This was date night.
Okay. So what's your point, Michael?
Mikey, this is what I call poking the bear.
What's your point, Michael?
No, I'm confirming for the listeners and the
You
viewers.
can't smoke in here.
I'm not smoking in here. Oh, just because I said that now I'm not allowed to smoke in here.
Yeah, you can smoke in. But
no, so it was date night. This was a planned
yes,
date night.
it was.
Right.
And so I wasn't look, if me drinking a bottle of wine by myself is
Mikey, you see
acting
he's back-
outrageous,
Mikey, he's backpedaling now. You see that?
honestly, like if that's me acting outrageous and me fucking up a painting because I'm not good at painting, my first time painting, by the way, me fucking that up and wanting to do my own thing and like people judging me for that.
Can I ask
If they want to do that, they can go ahead and do that.
Can I ask you a personal question?
No, let's move on.
I don't think they're really doing that though. I think everybody's there
Yeah,
under the assumption that everybody's going to get pretty lit up and just draw.
No, there's only one guy, and I was
No,
that guy.
No, that's why
That's what she said. There's always one guy. Now I was that guy.
That's why it's called sip and paint.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, so it's
I
like
was
a
sipping.
ladies wine night, and not a
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
not
fucking
everyone was drinking there
tumbler of
either.
Scotch and
It was
and
just
some
people
pencils.
wanting to go there to paint.
Look, you don't even know my side of it.
What's
Brad.
your side of it, dude?
Well, no, the personal question was, why is it that when
I feel like you're attacking me.
why is it that when I mentioned your confirmation of this was a date night, your story completely took a hard left turn and changed? You were
Because I remembered it now.
you were going to tell this great story about you went to a sip and paint because he shared his beautiful Bob Ross.
Yeah,
He had
thank
an
you.
elegant evening in the confines
too.
of his own home.
I had a great time.
Probably, I mean, they were probably
I
putting,
embarrassed my wife, but I had a great time.
Mikey and his wife were probably putting essential oils on each other. There was probably there was incense burning.
Yep.
There was wine
Yeah.
being drank.
No, they don't drink.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You guys don't drink. All right, so
There was wine being drink at my sip night.
they were sharing seltzers, and they had a probably a very illustrious, heartfelt, conversational filled Bob Ross
Maybe.
evening.
You know what? I felt like
We'll-
I had
we'll
a
go,
good
We'll go with that. Yeah,
evening as
that's-
well. I was a little towards the end. I got a little pushy, maybe, but you know, whatever.
Were you-
I mean, I
were-
see myself doing that, so I can change it next time, right?
Were
That's
you
what it's all
not
about. That's what
enjoying
life's all
this?
about.
Were you not enjoying the sipping
right.
paint?
In the beginning, I was, and then it just became. I don't know, man. Maybe my ADD or something. I don't know. I could blame it on a million things, but in the end, I drank a bottle of wine, and I was done standing there painting.
Yeah. I mean, be
That's-
honest about it, because I
yeah.
personally I couldn't fucking sit through one of those. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I've been an artist my whole life. I'm actually people are like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I'm an artist. You know, like that's been my thing.
Yeah.
In spending hundreds, if not thousands of hours in front of canvases, it's a very personal, intimate thing. Mikey, I commend you because that's an intimate, personal thing in the confine of your own home.
Yeah,
Good on you for that.
I could do that for sure and be
Right.
okay.
But to be in a space with like other people and like having an
It was
instructor
too bright in there.
and then being
I
encouraged
didn't
to
paint
drink,
for a week and a half before that, so I
You're-
wasn't
you're-
up to par on my painting.
You're figuratively painting this picture of me and April's night doing this. From what I remember, we had this like one of those plastic foldable tables in the middle of our living room, which took up a lot of space, blasting Bob Ross on the TV, and both of us panicking. And, like having to pause and rewind and go back. I'm like, no, I'm done with that part. No, you're not.
we
And
missed a
then
stroke.
Fucking make sure none of the boys get up on the table and trying to deflect our cats off the table and spilling fucking paint. But all in all, yes, it was a lovely experience.
Right. So far better than sitting in a room full of strangers while being encouraged to drink.
Hold on a second, Mike. Who the fuck are you? Are you my fucking wife's like girlfriend now or something? I'm just putting I'm putting two and two together now. Like you're my wife's girlfriend now.
I have a good relationship with your wife.
Yeah, you do. I appreciate that.
He's your girlfriend now.
She's a lovely lady.
She is. I love her to
Not
death.
not always, but nor are we always perfect as people.
Yeah.
So, no.
You're more understanding than I am, I guess. I don't know.
What, I don't know what that means, but Bob
Well,
Ross.
me get one of
any
those.
reasonable
You want
person
cigs?
can become
Yeah.
very unreasonable at any point.
What was that,
in
Mikey?
time.
I'm sorry.
Where are you ashing?
Said-
You need something to ash. Oh, you're okay.
Any unreasonable person? What?
I said any reasonable person can become very unreasonable at any time.
Yeah, I mean we're fucking broken animals, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's favorite holiday movie? Favorite Christmas movie? What do we got? I mean, I came in here with like a Rolodex of like, what are the pointers to hit on with, you know, or what are we 4 days away, 5 days away?
Well, I got a real hot take, a real controversial one that nobody has ever even acknowledged before. I'm gonna say Die Hard.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Now that's
okay.
acknowledged. Amazon acknowledges that. If you
I
go
know,
to
I've-
Christmas movies, that's straight up on there.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's actually on
everybody-
Yeah.
number
acknowledges it.
3 on the top 10 list.
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's always the
Nope.
well. It's not. It's an action movie. It's not a Christmas movie. Yes, it is.
It is a Christmas movie.
There's a
yeah.
great divide in people thinking is Die Hard a Christmas movie or an action movie. I think it's both.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely throw it in the Christmas realm.
Yeah.
without
But
a
it's
doubt.
weird to have the first movie be a Christmas movie and the rest not.
Thanks, brother.
But hey, what do I know?
Jay, what do you got? What do you got? Christmas movie.
Always Christmas Vacation. It's just one that'll never die out. Krampus. You know what is a Krampus exactly? Where'd it come from? You know, was
Krampus?
it English?
German.
It's German,
You cut off your toes.
and that is for the bad children.
Yeah, I mean
Ah.
Krampus is
What if
Krampus
you
is Chris Kringle's what evil brother? I
Is it
believe.
supposed to be that?
I believe so.
What if you had a phone number to the Krampus, and I could probably show that to my son then, because that would probably scare him more, because he wants to cut Santa. He's not afraid of Santa.
He ain't gonna cut Krampus. Krampus
No.
will fuck him up.
Yeah.
Why don't you just
You won't
start
be able to sleep
having
then.
traditional German Christmas for no reason now instead of just regular Christmas?
Yeah, what do they do different?
I don't know. I mean, make your own interpretation of it. It's got to be scary to a degree. It's got to feel relatively
Like
unsafe.
Halloween. He thinks like every day is Halloween. He's like, when he sees the lights and shit, he wants to like go trick or treating. It's like it's not Halloween anymore, bro.
You're raising
Christmas.
you're raising a serial
He
killer.
loves Halloween.
Yeah.
You're raising a serial killer.
All 3-year-olds are. They all start out that way.
Yeah.
Well, I would just
What's-
tell
well-
them. I mean, you can try to go knock on people's doors and get candy. Some people might think you're weird and give you some food, some regular food.
Give me some candy,
You
I'll
know,
cut you.
they'll think it's adorable until you're, 27 and doing it
Wait,
that way.
Jay, so I'm sorry to cut you off, Mike. So your favorite holiday movie is Krampus?
No. Christmas Vacation, I think is
That's the number one. That's the go-to.
I think so.
Okay.
I cried during Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I didn't cry during Christmas Vacation though at all. Yeah, you know what? Maybe
Is
I
it a
might have teared
goal
up
to
when he
cry
was
at
up. I might have
Christmas?
teared up when he was up in the attic looking at those videos.
wearing the robe and the head wrap.
Let me see that again. Yeah.
Do you make it a point that you have to cry at Christmas?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No,
like,
no,
is
just
that
movies.
your gauge?
Just movies. No, movies in general. I'm a sucker for anything soft, dude.
Okay.
I just have feelings, I guess. I don't know.
Have you seen The Family Stone?
Yes. With Horseface? No. Yes. Horseface, right?
Sex in the City?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her name?
Fucking no.
Horse
Sarah
face,
Jessica
Sex and the
Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke.
I only say Horseface because I think Family Guy like made fun of her.
Luke Wilson.
Actually, Jess wanted to watch that last night, and I switched it up to something else. Oh, Four Christmases.
Okay, yeah, Vince Vaughn and
Yeah, Vince Vaughn.
Blondie.
Yeah,
fucking,
which that's a funny movie.
yeah, it's good. Sorry.
Kind of sort of related really quick. I think because Sarah Jessica Parker is widely regarded as having a horse face. One of my favorite disses ever is the lead singer of Slipknot, Corey Taylor, told Chad Kroeger, the lead singer of Nickelback, that he looks like a foot.
a foot face. Yeah, horse face and foot face.
Oh, it's classic.
Home Alone's always a classic too. The first and second one they watched. There's a brand new one. I guess it's Home Alone 4. The kids and Jess watched it, and they said it was pretty good. I don't know.
You can't go past 2.
Yeah,
And
I
that-
mean,
No, I mean the Don was in the second in the Plaza Hotel.
yeah.
yeah,
and
it
even
was.
though Macaulay Culkin is a crackhead in
Whoa,
in
tread lightly on him though.
he plays a crackhead or something like that in the show American Horror Story.
Oh.
I think it was last season.
Have you seen his latest movie?
No.
It was him and Matt McConaughey. So Matt McConaughey is like I don't know if he's current or like a retired dealer. It's like takes place down in Miami. And Macaulay Culkin's this character that runs this. Oh, he doesn't run it. He's just in with this like black market, like boxing, like underground boxing, circuit. Pivotal character though. But I mean, it's amazing because he's one of those men now that never has to worry about money. Right. I mean, he's living on royalties for the rest of his life,
Sure.
but he's a brilliant artist. He runs a website. He has a podcast, and he's very intuitive and outspoken about how.
Bless you.
Excuse me,
Bless it.
Keep your soul in.
Collie. No, he's very outspoken about how much Hollywood like fucked him up.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Corey Feldman warned everybody.
Yeah, we can't go
And
down
we
there
didn't listen.
tonight. He did. No, but I mean, if you look up, it's amazing, what like the leaps and bounds that Macaulay Culkin has come through. I mean, he, suffered drug addiction.
Yeah.
He's outspoken about, child abuse in Hollywood industry.
Like most kid stars do, I guess.
Right. And then, but here he is. He's still out there. He's still making movies.
Still doing it. Yeah.
Still, still creating, still writing, and talking to people about it.
Who
His
else
brother's
is?
an actor too. He's been in a couple things. He's like an actual good actor.
Hannah Montana.
Miley.
He's like Kieran or Kieran. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, he was.
Good
He
guy.
was in.
Drew Barrymore is actually doing really well for being a kid star too, right? Sorry, not to go off topic there.
Yeah, no. Well, not anymore. I mean, she had her family, and she left Hollywood.
Yeah, but she had some good hits though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I'd say
Charlie's Angels and
successful
when she
without a
was a
doubt.
kid,
No, but
though,
Macaulay
Tom
Culkin's brother
Green.
was just with like 2 or 3 years ago was with Ben Affleck's brother. And God, what the fuck was it? Like it took place up in Maine or something.
a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, great actor. Was in the family.
Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was an actor.
Yeah.
Who?
He's like in some indie movies, and he was in Scott Pilgrim versus the Universe or whatever.
Yeah, with
that.
Michael Cera.
Yeah,
died?
He was like his roommate.
No, you're looking up the internet hopes that Macaulay Culkin was
Dakota
dead.
Culkin died.
No, that's not his name.
29 years old. Oh, she. That's a she. I don't know who that is.
That's not a brother.
That's not. That's not him.
And you're canceled.
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran.
Very Irish.
Kieran Kyle Culkin. Kieran Kyle
Boy,
Culkin.
I could not have spelled that more incorrectly, and Google still got it.
Yeah, you just slam it in there.
Jeez.
Roman Roy in HBO television show. I don't know.
Sounds like a hot.
I will say that one of my
Primetime Emmy Award.
one of my
Yeah.
go-tos in the holiday season. I love doing Nightmare Before Christmas. Not
Yes.
not at Halloween, but at Christmas time.
We just watched it last night.
There you
Holden, my son, he loves that movie.
go.
Just to show you how sick he is in that.
Christmas.
He fucking loves that movie.
I'm gonna make it
He'll
a point
sing
in the
it.
next couple days to watch that because I remember I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I do remember liking it as a kid. I don't know why I haven't watched it since then.
You know what else comes up as Christmas movies? Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah,
I've
one
never
of those
watched that all the way
lost,
through
forgotten
either.
ones.
You didn't watch it all the way through?
No.
Wow, dude. You gotta
Dude,
get on that.
there's like a couple movies that are so widely viewed and everybody knows that I'm scared to watch them at this point because I don't know why.
Yeah, no, but what's the trauma?
No, I don't know. Maybe it won't. I mean, I have no expectations, but I don't know. Weird thing in my brain.
Nightmare Before Christmas
Why don't I
is
just
a
watch
really
that
good
movie and then I'll
musical.
know what everybody's talking about. No,
Yeah, I mean
no,
it's
I'll just act
I could
oblivious
fall
to
asleep
it.
to that movie.
well, and it's the one film that I mean, so Tim Burton worked for Disney,
Yeah.
right? So he actually started creating Nightmare Before Christmas while he was working for Disney. And the thing is that, and there you go, I'm gonna meld two stories in two worlds. Being a child artist myself, it's like, oh, what'd you want to do growing up? For years, right? From a child up until probably the age of 10, I wanted to be an artist for Disney, right? And then I was clued into the fact that, like, when you work for Disney, they fucking own you, right? Anything you do, they own you. So Tim Burton spent years in court trying to get the rights to Nightmare Before Christmas because it was an idea that he had as an employee there, right? Like he had sketches on napkins. I mean, he had this whole, like, call it, this whole portfolio about the characters and the story and whatnot. And it wasn't until he quit and he went through, I think it was like 6 years in court, he finally got the rights to create it. And Danny, I mean, you talk about great musical, Danny Elfman, Tim Burton's go-to guy that writes all of his scores for his movies.
Yeah.
They finally ended up getting together and doing it. And it's something like, I mean, it's stop motion and don't quote me on the number, but it's well over like 300,000 still frames
Yeah.
to create that film.
And you can, I mean, but you can tell. I mean,
Yeah.
the way they move.
If
you know?
if you look at the like the backstory, the behind the scenes, the time and the effort that went into that, and I mean, it was a decade-long creation. And I actually ended up seeing it in the theater. I remember my mom taking me to see it. And I mean, it was just like, holy shit, as an artist, how do you not fall in love with this? And then you hear about like the political side to it, as you get older, you start understanding, actually what goes into that. I mean, fighting for your rights for your own creativity and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That I mean, and that was his. And to this day, I mean, he very rarely does interviews anymore because he's just that, he's that guy that's behind the scenes. I mean, well, he said it at least once or twice that it's his greatest creation. I mean, he spent the majority of his time at Disney developing this while he was just animating the mundane bullshit being an artist there.
Yeah.
Like that was his side piece.
It's a good
That's-
one. And
that's
you can definitely tell
showbiz.
his movies. I wouldn't say it's his greatest creation though. I think the first Batman may have been with Jack Nicholson and
That was classic.
Keaton.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah,
One of my favorites.
That was really Tim Burton did that?
it was.
I didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alongside with, again, the dynamic duo, Burton and Elfman,
Yep.
Danny Elfman.
Wow.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I
was
mean, you
good.
can kind of tell it's just that wacky,
Yeah.
That's why it's so good.
whimsical and wacky.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Batman,
so
would
original.
Batman Returns be considered a Christmas movie? That did take place around.
It's
Christmas?
not. It doesn't show up. But yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
So now you got me thinking, like, what's another like off the beaten path, like,
Well, what's on the beaten path Christmas movie and probably one of the best ones.
Christianas and the stemming and the putzing and the shushing. Hot buttered rum light on the butter. Snow.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
Snow. Snow.
Snow, snow,
Snow. It won't be long before we'll all be there.
Good Bing Crosby.
Yeah. But what movie?
snow. I want to wash my hands.
Bing Crosby's Christmas.
Snow.
White Christmas.
Oh,
Classic.
well,
It
Bing
is.
Crosby's white, and it's Christmas.
They're all white. I don't think there's any
fucking-
black people in that movie.
Drove the car through the garage door again, and then knocked the Christmas tree over in a drunken stupor. Good old Bing Crosby.
What you got, Mike? What you pulling up?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna go,
Christmas Story? Is that a Christmas story?
it's not a Christmas story.
Forrest Gump?
Come on. No, I mean, this is usually number one or number two.
A Wonderful Life?
Oh, money's at Bill's house, and George.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
classic.
Everybody knows that scene.
Judy Garland has some classic shit too, and like they're all like musicals. I love that shit. I can fall asleep to it so easily. I can fall asleep to death metal too, but like
Yeah.
that shit,
Well, like old, like
Just,
Turner
like,
classic
puts me to bed.
movies, like old,
yeah.
old 40s.
You
and
don't have
50s
to like
movies.
look at it. You can just turn over,
Yeah.
roll over, and just listen.
Well, I mean,
And it's beautiful.
don't you think it's wonderful and fascinating all in the same time, though, that like this time of year, right? Everybody's supposed to be in like the holiday cheer. And I personally find people are bigger fucking assholes than any other time of year around
Well,
them.
this is the time of
Stress,
yeah. I mean,
drinking,
it is. Yo,
expectations.
you know what? I don't ever carry a weapon, but when around Christmas time, like if I go to the mall or something, I don't hardly ever go to the mall, but like if I do, especially with my family, I'll carry a gun.
Open or concealed?
Concealed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Actually,
it's-
Pennsylvania is trying to change the law right now, where you do not need a license for anything.
Right.
I don't know how far that went. I know it was like, out there, but I don't know. I don't know if it got passed or what.
not sure. No, it's just one of those funny things to me because it's, for as many times as I've been called a Scrooge in my life because it's like, I don't want to fucking put a tree up or, do this and that. And look,
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
just being lazy, I guess. Well, you don't have kids either, so
and
that's
that was
for the kids.
that was
right?
the point that I made to my BFF, outside.
But it could be for your sanity too. I mean, if you're with somebody that's grown up and that's all they know, their
Dude,
parents, they want that too.
I'm not- I'm not-
they want to keep the tradition going. Like,
No, I'm
you're
just not on board on like fucking recklessly killing nature like that.
Well, if you don't cut it down, someone else will. And guess what? You can always plant another one.
Yeah. Anyways, no, but it's just it's one of those things
got
where
burned up. You just got burned up.
I don't know. I don't get it though.
Don't
Want to
get
hug a
what?
tree, or what are you trying to do?
Fucking hugging tree. Jesus Christ. Dude,
Fucking
you know what? I'm fucking tired of that shit. Dude, the last time I flew
Here we
up-
go. He sits up.
No, the last time
You woke him
I
up.
flew up here, right? I was going through TSA. I get through, I'm always pinpointed. My bag's always checked and always searched. They're always fucking pat me down because I got like metal woven in my hair and I got necklaces and shit, right? And my cigarette pouch goes through the scanner, right? And the TSA lady goes, "You smoke?" And I was like, and dude,
Look at me.
it's fucking it's 6 o'clock in the morning, right? And you smoke? And I'm like, yeah, why? And she's like, I don't know. You look like a tree hugger or something. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Who do
So
you think
you're a
does most of the
You just got
smoking?
Typed.
You're a federal employee, and your job at 6 o'clock in the morning is to fucking, put me into some sort of category, you bitch. And I was like, and my only response though was, well, it's organic tobacco and there's no filters, no chemicals. So I had to like, and she's like, oh, that makes sense. And I'm like, yeah, but you still called me a fucking tree hugger. And this woman, and look,
I hope someone gets through with a fucking box cutter on your watch.
seriously. And this lady was like 280. I don't know, like 280 fucking pounds,
Oh yeah.
like sloppy, like disheveled looking. I'm like, I'm like, what you eat? Like you're fucking, who are you to fucking call somebody? See, yeah, you hit a nerve.
I hit a nerve.
Fucking tree hugging shit. I don't hug trees. People are like, man.
I don't want to chop a tree down. I'm not going to kill a life.
Dude, that's
what you just said.
That's
though.
yeah, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different time.
Why though?
Because we're in the Christmas spirit right now.
If it's not your tradition, that's good, but it could be someone else's that you're with, or
Thankfully, the person I'm with equally despises the holiday as much as I do.
there you go. You ever thought about so not even a fake tree?
You met that lovely lady the other week. We don't need to talk
Yes,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, if you don't have children, it's a little harder to get into it, right?
I 100% agree. Not having children, I completely understand and respect that. However, I've often fantasized if I did have children, what Christmas would actually be like.
But just think about like you're an artist, right? Or
Yep.
you used to be, so like
No, still am.
you're an artist.
Yep,
Okay.
still am.
Putting up a
Not
tree
starving
could be
either.
putting up a tree, not like if you have a family, like we go and cut ours down with our whole family. It's like a family event.
Why
right?
didn't you grow your own?
Because I don't have the room or the time.
You don't-
A foot a year. If I started maybe 8 years ago, I'd have a tree. Sorry, I didn't make that choice 8 years ago. But
Get on board. Your son is 3.
but we talked about starting a tree farm at one point.
All right. So what
If
were
we
you?
had the
I'm
land, we
sorry,
would.
What were you saying?
I don't know, before you rudely interrupted me. I don't
Oh.
know. You're always
Ooh.
interrupting.
Taste your own medicine. What do you think of that, Mikey?
No, but like it's really it's for the kids, it's for the family. And like if you don't have a family, I get it. You don't want to go through that hassle. But if you're an artist, it could be something like an accomplishment. Like look at this beautiful tree that we made together. Look how it shines. You know, I don't know.
Here, I guess here's
At one
what-
point in time, I looked at our tree, and I was just like, what is this mess? Like why do we have this tree that we cut down? And that was just me being negative.
mom and
That
dad,
wasn't
mom
me
and dad
not
have
getting
been-
into the Christmas spirit.
Mom and dad
motherfucker.
have been drinking again. This tree is shit. Sorry, I don't even know your parents, so no, but I mean,
my
like,
my parents have always been into it, and they got me into it.
here's
Yeah.
here's the root though, right? The concrescence of the root. What the fuck are we doing? What's the point?
The point is happiness, or so you think.
Right. So we need to fabricate these ideologies into our culture to create a false sense of happiness where everybody's actually more
Let me
stressed.
rephrase that.
Where actually everybody's more stressed out.
Not when you
And then
have
we forget about it. We all just forget about it.
not
what,
when you have
next
certain
week? Because then we're
Yeah,
just worried about
right.
who's getting drunk and where we fucking doing
it's
it.
something to look forward to, maybe for some people. It's tradition,
It's gluttonous.
and you're moving this. You're
So
taking
gluttonous.
something that you did as a child, and you're making it continue. And if you have children, you're making your children continue it.
So like the people that get together the week before Christmas and they bake 300 cookies so we can continuously
What else are they doing?
so we can continue
What else are you doing, Mike? What's more important?
so we can continuously
more
feed
important, Mike?
people cancer.
What's more important to you, Mike, to do around this time? What would you do?
What am I doing? What have I been doing?
I know you're making a table. I know you made a table.
made a table.
Yeah,
Of the
it's
Christmas
a very
gifts.
nice table.
Thanks. I got
Why give gifts? What's the point of giving gifts?
It doesn't have to be once.
What's
a
the
year.
point of anything, Mike? Mike,
Oh, here we go.
Mike, serious question. Serious.
Jace,
No. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second, Mike.
Jace
Mikey,
triggered-
this is for you too. Hold
Jace
on,
triggered an esoteric realm of fucking
Mike.
nonsense. Now.
What is the point of life?
That'll be for my 4th visit.
You do your best.
That's a good response.
Yeah.
The point of life is to do your best.
What's the meaning of life? Let's conquer that. Can I come back for a 4th time?
Find out all you
No, I
can.
want you to think about it right now, while we're in the Christmas spirit. What is the point of life?
I'm
Living.
not gonna go into that right now. I'm gonna maintain focus on the holiday cheer only because
Okay.
the
Well,
expression you
and-
have on your face.
In that vein,
Mike,
then,
Mikey, what's your point of life?
dude, I don't know. Just be fucking. Try
Just
to
be cool, yo. Just be
Yeah.
cool.
cool, man. Just be all right.
I will say this in response to if that's a genuine question.
Yeah.
There's an eternal language that I think that we're all downloaded with that we forget or lose sight of, and it's the language of love. And that word is a very abused word in our culture and in our world. But I truly, truly think that it prevails, that when you understand what selfless acts are, right? So we've talked about, like helping out a homeless person or gift giving or doing kind things for people or making yourself available for people, actually showing up to do a podcast and saying that you're going to do it when other people don't show up because they fucking forgot, whatever it is, right? I think that it's a combination of things where, and again, I mean, we talked about Christmas and like the Christian rite of Christmas and, and we got into religion and being a good person and a moral code, right? You stand by your word, right? So your word is impeccable. You resonate selfless acts on a daily basis as much as you can. And it's really, it's just being a good person. Look, I mean, everybody's going to falter. Everybody's going to fuck up. I mean, Bob Ross, we talked about, I think we built a really nice, we'll make it Christmas fun. Like we just built our own like moral Lego set tonight. you know, and we piece blocks together about like, I mean, you just, if you make a mistake, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, you build off of it. You don't beat the shit out of yourself. You have recognition and awareness about like, if you're going to have malicious intent in life, well, it's going to come back to you in a shitty manner. You know, I truly think that it's very simple. This weird programmed conscious existence that we all exist in is that it's, if you're good to yourself and you're kind to yourself, it will translate through to others. And love is an eternal language, and you can really make other people's lives better. And with that, I think when the moment you start understanding that when your selfless acts are resonating and making other people's lives better, yours naturally flows in a more positive light, without a
So
doubt.
leaving a legacy, kind of like you're leaving that positivity behind. You want that positivity to grow behind you, even when you're
Absolutely,
not
yeah.
here.
Positivity breeds
So that's
positivity.
legacy.
Yeah.
So legacy could be one, especially if you have children, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, because what's the goal of having a child is you want to implement and instill good behavior,
And
good moral
love.
values, and love. Yeah, without
Do
a
you
doubt.
love trees? Would you hug a tree, Mike?
I have hugged trees only because I've been climbing them, because I there's nothing more powerful in this world. There are things, but one of the things on my top is like, if you climb a tree, and I mean, I'm talking, yeah, we're not fucking 5 feet off the ground. I mean, I've been up, 50, 60 feet in the air.
Yeah.
No rope, no harness, climbing trees. It's a powerful moment, because your trust is in that creature. It's in that being. I mean, I think when you have that acceptance that it's there to take care of you, and you develop that symbiosis, and that's with anybody. I mean, that's with people that you interact with. It's like, why the fuck do you talk to strangers? Why wouldn't you? You know?
Because some people are sick.
You know what? And there's ways to get through to all that, because we all still have the same programming, and that, I mean, and that's my MO. And I've,
In the beginning, maybe, but that programming could, we're all human beings, of course. And yes, in that sense, we all have the same programming. But in the end, I think maybe that some of that programming might
yeah,
change.
dude, I mean, I've had some alarming conversations with people, because my approach to life is far different than a lot of people I know. And I found myself in some conversations that have been, call it unwholesome, but without regret. And I never at one point felt threatened or harmed. It was just a matter of like, holy fuck, like, you're not checked into a hospital yet, you know. But it's, I don't know, man. I think that I think when you welcome, I think fear welcomes bad things to happen to people. So I think when you walk around in fear and you're scared to do things, you kind of open that door to allow accidents or bad things to happen. And I'm not talking about being invincible, because I know anything can fucking happen.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I know what you're talking about.
But if you're positive and you're loving and you're caring, and and you're truly heartfelt, and it's about your focus too. Like, I mean, driving over here, it was like, I left a really good friend of mine's place. I hadn't seen him in over a year. Had a nice, nice conversation, had a drink together. I was actually picking up his wonderful Hungarian homemade eggnog. So I got 2 bottles of that. It's a beautiful fucking recipe. And it was a good reason to see him. And then, in driving here, it was the intent. Like, it was just focused. It wasn't like I was listening to music and thinking about this and that. It was, I was looking forward to seeing both of you guys,
Mhm.
and, talking about stuff. And I think that when you can really harness your focus on things, it's hard to fuck things up. Think like life. I think life may go slower at times, or maybe you'll get restless, or, I mean, obviously there's stress and all that kind of shit, but like, there's definitely a way to crack the code to like hack the existence of, like, not that it's easy, but it can be lighter,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't have to be so fucking heavy
Yes.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Life doesn't have to be that hard.
No, I don't think.
Some people make it really hard.
Yeah,
Harder than it needs to be. Right?
and I think that full circle, Jay, you said it best, was that, like, in answering the question, like, oh, like, what's the meaning of life or purpose, or whatever, it just doesn't have to be that fucking hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You're right. That's perfect. I love that. Yeah.
I could
You got
get
good
that.
Yeah.
good friends around you. If you got a great significant other or whatever in your life, it can be really fun.
And I think also, and I had this problem too, like anger sometimes gets in the way, or annoyance or something like that. Sometimes gets in the way of trying to focus on that dream of a good life. And here we go.
All right. Anything else we want to hit on?
And yeah, Mike, we haven't heard from you. Mikey, we want to know God damn, next time you come on, dude, I'm gonna fuck with you so bad.
Okay.
I'm gonna interrupt you so much, dude.
Are you looking at me or talking to him?
You, Mikey. Now, what's your
Mikey? He's still
not
upset.
you, Mikey.
Mikey, he's
This
still
Mike.
he's still upset because I know about his fucking wine and sip experience.
Oh boy.
No, what's
We're
your
gonna get back to
no,
that.
Mikey, what's
We're
your I
gonna get
mean,
back to
you got holiday plans coming up. I mean, you got travel plans, you got messages. I mean, are you in this?
Yeah, I'm going to my sister's house. My brother and his wife are flying up. My parents are coming up, so it'll be the first time we've all been together in quite some time. So that'll be good. Yeah, no, just chilling.
Keeping it easy.
Yeah, our family get-togethers are good because my immediate family is mostly German. My sister's husband, he's Jewish. His whole family's Jewish, and my brother's wife, their whole family is Moroccan Muslim. So Germans,
wow.
Jews, and Muslims all together under one roof. It's
Nice.
yeah,
See, look at that. I mean, that's
the meaning of
perfect.
life.
Yeah.
yeah. We all have very
That-
dark sense of humor, so the jokes are aplenty.
Perfect.
Wait,
Yeah.
like
I wish my family was like that. It's just this. It's just dark, but like there's no sense of humor.
No sense of humor. It's
Yeah.
just dark.
It's just, well, God, did you see what Biden did today? It's just like,
Yeah.
Josh, shut up.
Yeah.
have you and April started any traditions of your own?
Well, we have meatballs on Christmas. Her dad makes meatballs for us, with nice Amoroso rolls, and then
Nice.
No, but like anything like between the two of you, like interpersonal. I mean, you got like, you kind of did like the Bob Ross painting thing, which, okay, maybe not a tradition, but like, is there anything that you guys have started?
we are starting crocheting.
Really?
Yes.
On
And
Christmas?
my-
Wait, crocheting Christmas?
No, just we want to do it like once a week. Just keep working on crocheting and just chilling and watching whatever.
Okay.
And I told her to get started, the first one she has to watch There Will Be Blood with me while we do
I
the
love that
first
movie.
Wow.
crochet.
If they just would have
Because
put a Christmas tree in that movie, that would have
Yeah.
been the best Christmas movie.
So I
ever.
want you to watch this movie as a character study and do a homework assignment and write
did
about
you
this
ever
movie.
see-
Tell me your
Fucking
perception of the
Dan-
character
Daniel-
of Daniel Plainview.
Oh my God.
Daniel Day, man, I'd
Best.
put him in top 3 all time without a
My
doubt.
left foot. Forget about it.
Ugh.
Guy's the best.
Last of the
best.
Mohicans. When I was in 6th grade, I was listening to the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack on fucking repeat.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
weird,
just,
but
ugh.
okay. I get
Yeah,
it.
well, No, I mean, Daniel.
I get
mean,
it.
The
Dude,
movie.
I totally
I
get
saw
it.
the movie in the theaters,
Yeah.
and the music fucking rocked me. And
Yeah.
my mom took me to the wall, and I bought the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah, Daniel Day. Whew.
All right. Well, everybody out there have a
Hold on. Is there
Merry
anything
safe Christmas and good
you want to leave us
tidings.
with? Is
Don't
there anything
forget-
you want to leave us with, Mike? To
Can I make a proposition?
Sure.
If I invite myself back for a fourth time, will you be in person?
I'll make you that guarantee. That's a guarantee.
I would
guarantee.
appreciate that. I'd love to give you a big dumb hug.
All right.
Embrace. And,
We can work that out. We can work
okay.
that out.
If I invite myself back for a fourth time. Then.
Okay.
that would be next week,
Next year.
next year.
Next year.
No, there's one more week before the end of the year.
I got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It would have to be my invite. I mean, you can invite me. If you invite me, I'll probably do it. Wait, what? So what are we
Well,
talking
I was just thinking about around Christmas time. Maybe Mike would be around, but I don't know. I don't know everyone's schedule. So
Yeah.
Hey, if that's what works, dude, reach out. Can I bring Woo?
Yeah.
Can I bring Wu to
Of
meet?
course, but
Can I
we'll
bring-
probably have one by then.
Can I
too,
bring Wu to
so-
meet your new puppy?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And then
All right.
Mikey, you can meet my pup.
Yes, that would be terrific.
All right. So yeah.
Good night, boys.
Peace. Night night.
2Ds is a part of Might Be News Network. Listen at mbnnetwork.com or anywhere you get your podcasts. This has been a Done Sound production.
These nuts.